Alright, continuing on with the 5 of a kinds for 5k subs. And we're going to try and get Turtle Pack out of the way today. Now I say out of the way because there's very little new territory to cover in this pack. And in fact, we're not going to be doing any of the new 5s today. I did actually try a couple of them. The only ones left as far as I can remember are Pigeon, which isn't surprising because it was one of the last units added to this pack. There's also Armadillo, which again is probably going to require a 50-50 shop. And yeah, it can be very frustrating trying to get a 50-50 shop set up going in this pack these days. And the last one is Whale. Now, Whale has been completed in air quotes because I think all the winning Whale runs were either on the day of an update, so, you know, facing ghost teams, or, you know, a turn 30 or 50 win or something like that. After drawing for so long that there was only ghost opponents. But I think, yeah, technically it would be possible to win with like 5 whales if you had one 50-50 whale at the back and then 4 small ones in front, and then you faced a weak team. But I think that's probably never going to happen in the life cycle of this game. So instead here we're going to go for one of the ones I've definitely done before. And there are quite a lot of supposedly easy ones in this pack that I've never done myself, although they've been completed many times by other people. Certain pets just seem to be cursed where, you know, as soon as I go for the 5 of a kind, it all falls apart, even when, you know, the odds should be stacked in my favor. The obvious one is Cat. I've tried many times to get a 5 cat run, and for whatever reason it just won't work, even though that really should be one of the easiest of all of the pets in this pack. But we get a nice setup here. We knew we were going to lose that turn where we took the double Giraffe. With Giraffe going on the following turn now, yeah, it makes a big difference for that one, for that initial setup phase. But now that we have the triple Dolphin, there's a lot of teams that we're just going to dismantle because we're instant killing so many things at the start of battle. So turn 7, we're going to freeze the pill. And we get the monkey. I mean, you've seen this all before at this point, but this is actually a pretty short run overall. I think, you know, pets like Dolphin really do lend themselves to that. And luckily here we had one last Dolphin snipe to remove the Scorpion. But all we want now is a level up on the Giraffe. Hopefully get a cat, and then we can just remove the monkey and look for the 4th Dolphin. Another team where we remove like 3 units at the start of battle and we win again. Now the Dolphin snipes do start to fall off pretty hard towards the end, and am I going to actually sell the Giraffe here for the cow? Okay, definitely sell Giraffe now that we have 2 cows. Something I do like to do when going for these 5s is greed with level 2 cow, hoping that we hit cat on the level up once you're past turn 9. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem to happen very often for me, but I actually can't remember what happens in this specific run if we do end up getting it or not. But even just level 2 cow by itself can provide such a big injection of stats. And am I just going to buy some food here? Yep. Level up the monkey. No cat, but we do get the cow and another one. So yeah, I think maybe I'm starting to remember that we are going to hit a bunch of cows here. We don't quite have enough to kill the boar because it has garlic at the back. But I think we are going to win anyway. I wonder if that would have been different if the order of those units had been reversed. But here, look at this shop. We get Dolphin, Cow, Cat in the empty slots. And so I think here I can take the level up. We can sell Monkey. Imagine how strong this would have been back in the day when Cat had no limit on the number of triggers. So here you're kind of incentivized to hold a cow for the following turn. Because the sheer amount of stats it's going to provide with the double from the Cat definitely justifies that. When you have the Dolphin stack going like this, you do really feel the difference between this version and the old version, or at least the previous version. Dolphin did originally used to be a tier 4 with doing 5 damage, and then it was moved down to tier 3 and initially only did 3. But now doing 4 damage per snipe, you're often removing multiple units from the opposing team. Sometimes even with just one Dolphin. So another team that loses multiple units, the sheer amount of health on the Dolphin at the front makes it very unlikely we're going to lose this early unless we face a skunk team. And honestly, even then, I think it's pretty unlikely. Sometimes you just get these high rolls and it's smooth sailing all the way. So now we've got the 5 Dolphins, we'll just freeze up the chocolate and the steak, but probably not going to be necessary. And it actually gives us a summon team. I do find that these days I face very few summon teams in Turtle Pack, even though I think, you know, Turkey is just as good as ever, if not better, given the nerfs to scaling. And yeah, we get the win. I'm not sure when we lost our last heart, maybe it was right back at the beginning, but fairly comfortable win there. Now this particular one I was setting up for the 50-50 shop. Sometimes that happens when I get the Badger early and I've already got a Swan. I think I might as well go for it because that's probably the only way that you know, stuff like Armadillo is ever going to get completed. Actually this one I had switched to playing against all packs just for a bit of variety. I think that is one of the issues I suffer with when I'm playing Turtle Pack, is that because I've been playing it for so long, you know, it's been over 3 years at this point. It can get very repetitive, and so when you put on play against all packs, although I guess technically it probably is easier, it can be a bit more exciting when you're not sure which pack you're going to face next. It does have drawbacks though. I mean, obviously, if you're playing just against Turtle, you can guarantee that you're not going to face any teams that have like ailments. But sometimes I think it's worth the risk for a bit more variety. I definitely think it's more entertaining to watch static pack runs if you're playing against all packs. Now here you can see I take the can because initially the plan is to go for a 50-50 shop. And then I think, yeah, we'll move things around. We'll take double penguin and then we get another penguin. So hopefully a level up into a cat, which can then increase the value of each can. Triple Tsushinoko team with Fairy Dust. It'd be funny if they were also going for the 5 of a kind with Frogman. That was in one of the previous videos. I think we might be able to engineer another draw here. Yep. So working out perfectly so far for going for a 50-50 shop. There's another can. And we'll combine the penguins together. I'm trying to decide the ordering here. Another can. So, and another one. And another with the only one shop slot open. So this all seems like it's working out perfectly for going for the 50-50 shop. But it's not going to work out that way, as we'll see shortly. So I think here I should take the level up on the penguin. Just combine the two in the team, because the other one is slightly higher stats. Double can, we don't get the cat unfortunately. Now, I could take Mammoth here, which I think I will. And we'll freeze the chocolate. And another chocolate. So we're getting very lucky finding these duplicate foods while freezing one slot. And this looks like it could be a bit of a problem here. Yeah, the Badger doesn't have quite enough. We're kind of suffering a little bit because the Badger has never made it to level 2. So although I have these multiple penguins, I'm not getting the value on the Badger, but I think now you can see what we're going to go for instead. The all penguin team is one of those 5s. I think that it was one of the original 5s that was completed very early on in the game's life cycle. I think Keenoe uploaded a 5 penguin win way back. I'll try and link to that in the description if for some reason you haven't seen it. But that was a version of penguin that was very different to this one. It still had a very similar ability. However, it buffed every single level 2 unit on your team. So you could have a penguin on turn 5 that was giving poodle buffs to your entire squad. And so penguin really was arguably the strongest unit in the entire pack, and you would routinely face loads of multi-penguin teams. And ultimately it ended up getting nerfed down to only 3 friends buffed, and then eventually just to 2 friends. And I think it's probably in a fair spot now. So getting a multi-penguin run off the ground these days is very, very difficult. It does involve extreme luck, as we're getting in this particular run with the finding the penguins and finding the chocolate, because you have to get everything to level 2, and you can see that if you have other level 2 pets, like the swan here, you are going to lose buffs because, the penguins are just random. So at some point we're going to have to sell this very large swan and bring in the last penguin, and then hope that it can do some damage, maybe with a steak or a chili. Now there is a penguin, so we'll freeze that one, or maybe we'll just take the level up now. Yeah, probably best to just do it now. And I am freezing the cat, just in case I find a cow, which we do. So I think we're going to sell Swan. We are unlethal here. But I really need to make sure that no more buffs go to waste on the Swan. And, we're getting quite a lot of scaling per turn. But this is a big risk here on turn 13. However, we do get matched with a Star Pack team. And it looks like we're going to be fine. I think you can see, if that was Turtle Pack turn 13, we could easily have lost there, because the average stats across the board would be much higher, I think. So, yeah, we'll just keep the level 1 cat. Obviously you could upgrade to a higher level, but really you're getting diminishing returns anyway, because you're going to get so much scaling from the penguins that very soon some of them are going to hit 50-50. And then they'll all start buffing the ones that don't have max stats. So we'll use the cat triggers up, and then we do find another penguin, so we should just sell the cat now. Yep, bring in the penguin. It's another +2/2 stats. And no one hits 50-50 yet, but I think next turn, or maybe the turn after, we should be there. Turtle Pack team with double cat. Luckily we instant kill through melon there, and we get the win. Now, I have had a lot of attempts at this in the past, where everything looked great, and the scaling by itself ends up just not being good enough, especially when you're starting to go quite late. We're on turn 16 now, but we face a Golden Pack team. Kind of rare to see Pteranodon these days. They have multiple Durians, and they're going to get 50 trumpets. But hopefully the Cobra is not going to snipe the 50. Okay, there we go. The melon was removed. But luckily we have enough in the tank. So now we're on 9. We buy the double pizza. We look for some decent equipment. I'm not sure if I would rather take melon or just keep the garlics. We're going to rearrange, put the melon unit at the front. And then we're going to melon the one at the back, just because it doesn't have any equipment. I do have a little bit of a superstition about replacing equipment this late. And this is pretty scary. Level 3 Sea Serpent with 33 mana. It's going to instantly kill 2 of the penguins. And there's another 20 mana snipe coming in from the Cyclops. And it ends up being a tie. So I was so relieved there. Many of the Unicorn Pack 5 attempts were wrecked by Sea Serpent, and I didn't want it to come back to bite me that I switched on play against all packs. So we go again, turn 18 now. We do find more penguins, although the scaling probably is pretty irrelevant at this stage. And it finds us a Turtle Pack opponent. We're going to instant kill the skunk through the melon. Same thing applies here. Actually a pretty weak looking team for turn 18. And there we go. It's been a long time coming, but there is 5 penguins in Turtle Pack. And finally, I'd like to dedicate this one to Rev GT. It's turn 15 with 3 hearts. We have 4 bison and a level 3 fish. And I think what's going to happen here is I am actually going to greed for another turn. Kind of risky, you get to this stage and you could easily lose. Obviously, we have to roll down looking for the last bison. We don't find it. So you could sell the fish here to try and make sure that you lose. But I'd rather take the scaling and then play the reverse order team and hope that that's enough for a loss or a tie. And then as soon as we see the opposing team, it looks like we're fairly secure that we're going to lose here against this summon build. Although they do have the kangaroo instead of like a turkey or something. Multiple units of ours have garlic, which can be a bit of a problem if you're trying to throw against a summon team. But yeah, the shark gets a 50-50 and it's we just throw one heart away. Now we've got a roll for the bison, we get it. So now we have to sell the fish and then reposition. So we'll leave the 681 at the front with steak. In fact, I think we'll go for the double steak and hope that that can remove a unit. And we take the level up, although now nothing is going to scale because all the level 3s are gone. Bison is actually kind of an unusual 5 in that sense that you have to sell your level 3. It's very, very rare that you actually have a level 3 bison that can keep the scaling going. But we face this opposing bison team that is extremely weak in comparison. And we end up getting the 5 bison win over the line. And we'll take our 5 Fs from Rev.